Okay, welcome to my LUE640 Appreciative Inquiry Capstone Project, Art Adaptation and Curriculum Development for Self-Contained Students. The purpose of my Appreciative Inquiry Capstone Project is to explore teacher reports of adapted art strategies that promote engagement for self-contained students with disabilities in an urban Title I school. My research question was, what are K-8 art and special education teacher reports of adapted art strategies that support self-contained students with disabilities in an urban Title I school? I had 3 sub-questions. What are K-8 teacher reports of teaching and learning strategies for adapted art that support self-contained students with disabilities in an urban Title I school? What are K-8 teacher reports of adapted art strategies that provide multiple means of representation that support self-contained students with disabilities in an urban Title I school? And what are K-8 teacher reports of attainable, low-budget friendly adapted art strategies that support self-contained students with disabilities in an urban Title I school? When reviewing the literature, I developed 3 major themes. Number 1, collaboration is key. Number 2, preparation matters. And 3, UDL is an integral framework. Theme number 1, collaboration is key between teachers, students, and support staff. Students construct their own learning through collaboration with the art teacher, thus integrating art, language, and communication skills. Art teachers should be leaders who are able to direct paraprofessionals to assist students in ways that benefit them. They must take the initiative to talk to the exceptional needs teachers, speech therapists, and occupational therapists to acquire modes of communication for students who cannot speak, and to acquire equipment and methods to enable students to manipulate materials. Theme number 2 is that preparation matters. Universities and districts should be providing teachers adequate exposure and professional development. As the incidence of autism continues to rise, art teachers need specific knowledge and supports for artists with autism. Part of these experience and knowledge building could come by providing pre-service art education students with fieldwork experience in teaching students with disabilities. While all programs offer a required course related to special ed, exposure to students with disabilities and field experiences is limited, and collaboration between art and special education teachers or paraprofessionals are not emphasized. Institutions should be providing staff with development opportunities for art educators to learn effective strategies. Theme number 3 was that universal design for learning should be an integral piece of curriculum design. The coursework should reflect how to plan and implement curriculum and strategies based on UDL and differentiated instruction. UDL has been found to aid students by allowing them to gain more access to information, be involved, and internalize further. By guiding differentiation, UDL enables students to engage in learning. The arts are directly entwined with multiple means in UDL, including the arts that incorporate the aspects of UDL, such as individualized choice, collaborative learning experiences, and self-regulation. Students can achieve a lot more. I utilized the photo voice methodology with a semi-structured interview, and participants selected 3 photos that represented themselves and my research. My interview guide consisted of 3 main sections: leadership, UDL, social justice, and 5 main questions with 5 follow-up questions. I recruited 3 teachers from school, 1 art teacher, and 2 self-contained, and the demographics included a Title I school in Bridgeport. The teachers were female, age ranged from 23 to 45, 2 white teachers, and 1 Hispanic teacher. I developed 4 main codes: intentional adaptation, proactive planning, emotional labor, and equity-driven beliefs. From the data, I converted the codes into subcategories: instructional practices, human-centered teaching, and equity and advocacy. I came up with 2 concepts: adapted art as intentional, skilled teaching work, and equity in art means access, belonging, and agency. I had 3 main findings. Adapted art instruction is teacher-designed, proactive, and driven by student regulation and access. Multiple means of representation are embedded through modeling, sensory supports, and reduced language load, and that low-budget, attainable, adapted art strategies rely on flexibility, relationships, and resourcefulness rather than specialized programs. Both do not have a curriculum with the city of Bridgeport. That was number 1. Adaptations are necessary, but the teachers are coming up with them. We're scaffolding, we are buying the tools, and we rely on donors' choose personal funds and creative use of materials. I have 3 recommendations. Provide targeted professional learning on adapted art and behavior responsive instruction, which would be offered through the district and would offer sessions structured around one material or medium at a time, include video exemplars of adapted lessons, and schedule PD during contract hours. Recommendation 2 is to design a flexible, choice-based, self-contained art curriculum framework. The framework should be across the board. It should prioritize engagement and access, have built-in adaptations, and allow teachers to modify the pacing, materials, and process. The district should embed UDL-aligned instruction in their design as the default in art and self-contained classrooms. My 4th recommendation was to support low-budget, relationship-centered, adapted art practices in Title I schools. My first participants' 3 photos included STEM toys, a visual representation of each assignment, and adapted art materials that they bought with their own money. My second participant was a self-contained teacher and provided photos of scaffolding, work that she had to come up with herself, and an art project that they completed in their classroom. My last participant shared, again, STEM toys from their self-contained classroom and the child's creative process, a poster talking about emotions because they have no curriculum, they need to supplement where they can, and a quote about inclusion: when everyone is included, everyone wins. And she said it was her favorite quote. My action plan was based on recommendation number 2, design a flexible, choice-based, self-contained art curriculum framework. There would be 5 steps: form an adapted art planning team, identify priority strategies and materials, develop a flexible, adapted art lesson toolkit, pilot the lessons in the classroom, and review data and refine support. This would take 8 months. In conclusion, I got to understand different perspectives, delve deeper into the district's shortcomings, and read lots of literature that backed up our claims. Some challenges were finding time to interview everyone. The photo voice method may have confused some participants, and keeping the slideshow at 20 slides. Some takeaways included that there must be considerations for curriculum. There is no reason to not have a curriculum or have an unfinished curriculum, especially when there are underserved populations that we are teaching. PD is always needed, but sometimes never provided for specialists. Downtown should look at their staffing and make necessary adjustments, and stop leaving out self-contained students. Collaboration is key.